Are we live now? Okay, let me
Yep.
see. Yep.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hello,
We are back
hello.
again.
Yes. Hello, Ken.
Hello, Isaac. Still
Okay,
at home, huh?
so, yeah, still at home, still at home. Yeah, lunch ready?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, I think without further ado, let's just start our topic today. So, today, actually, I'm going to discuss a very interesting topic because recently I got a client just purchased a resale flat. So I asked him whether he engaged a property advisor or not. He told me actually you don't need to waste money on the agent fee to engage someone else because he can just go online and do everything by himself, like a DIY kind. So because he feel that all the informations right is readily available on, let's say, Property Guru, 99.co, and then he can just negotiate with the seller himself and did all the paperwork. So I keep thinking like if a layman like him can do everything by himself, so why we still have so many like people engaging advisor or so many property agents around? So today I have Ken to share with us about this topic. So Ken, why we need to engage a property agents when I can look for the unit by myself, negotiate the price by myself, and do everything by myself?
Haha. Yeah, I think. Okay, I saw Bernard coming in. Hi, Bernard. Yeah,
Hello.
thanks for joining us. Yeah, I think it's a very interesting question. It's also a very biased question for me to answer. From coming from the property industry. Yeah, I mean, um, I would say like this: if let's say an agent have spent time studying his business model and purpose, I think he will know his worth lah. And therefore, the answer would be yes. I think it's important to work with an advisor. Now, I think the value of this partnership is something that we property advisors have been trying hard over the years to transfer this important information outwards. That's why last time you will see pamphlets lah, brochures, I think today still have, sent to your door kind of thing. And then today we
Yes.
also have like internet, rating system, testimonials online with videos and so on. So usually, instead the agents like answering the question himself, it's better that our clients to see what the clients have to say about the agents himself. Yeah. However, I feel that the most effective way, right, to know
Mm,
what is the value, working with an agent, it still come to like um to something simply, I would say this simply because of nature of this profession, right? The value is not so obvious lah. Like
mm,
doctors, you see, doctors very obvious, but maybe the best way for to know the value, right? In my opinion, is still very old school. Yeah,
okay.
maybe to spend some time understanding the hows and the why of the agent is extremely crucial. Feel the advisor. Do you feel comfortable? Can you trust him or her? Or or will she really help you plan for you for the benefit of you? I think these are important because it's really a long term thing. Yeah.
Mm, I see. So you mean that I just need to engage the advisors when I look at the unit by myself and just do the paperwork for me? Are these the expected service that I should be expecting?
Okay, I would say this lah. I mean, it's true nowadays. If
Mm,
you want, you can really market yourself. You don't need a license, to sell your own property. Let's say if you want to sell your own property, I
mm,
think you can also do your paperwork also. Like seriously, today if you are selling a HDB, HDB
mm,
has all the instruction, and then they help you make things easier for you for DIY sellers and buyers. Let's say if you are selling a private, wow, it's even easier. If you're able to get a buyer, you can just get the lawyer will do. So actually for paperwork wise, right, you don't really need to engage an agent for paperwork lah. Yeah.
So wait, you mean that I don't need an agent to sell my unit at all?
Yeah, I would say okay. It sounds like I'm a bit stepping myself here, but I feel that people will really be paying too much for admin and paperwork. Yeah, this industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I see Wen Han, Arlene, Zihao is here. Hello.
Hello,
Yeah, I
hello,
mean,
hello.
what do y'all think? I mean, if you were to sell a house and then and your agents just do paperwork, how would you feel? You see, any paperwork kind of thing, uh, yeah, you'll be paying too much for paperwork. I feel. I think the industry, as well as the market, has changed. People thinking
Mm,
also changed. Yeah, I was lucky to see two different eras, and I believe that we are also moving into a new, another even newer era this time. Last time, property agents, right, our value lies in information. Yeah,
mm,
I'm not sure whether you agree with that. Or not. Yeah, that
yep.
time information wasn't readily available like today. So URA HDB have lah, but not so updated lah. Yeah, so you may get 3 months down the road kind of thing, and the results in sellers and buyers do not really know the actual value at a given time. So imagine you could be selling 1 million without knowing the market already at 1.1. Yeah, so that is the value last time for agents information. Yeah.
But isn't it the data are quite updated nowadays? Like because I can see the latest transaction in the HDB website and the latest transacted price. To at least I can gauge how much is the property value, isn't it?
Yes, you're totally right. In today's
Mm,
market, right, information is readily available to everybody if you know where to find, And usually you go for the URA, HDB and so on. It does give the consumer an idea that uh, agents are really just doing paperwork. Yeah, it's true for a period of time lah. When the industry is transiting. Yeah, so it's understandable because it's very transactional. I help you
mm.
sell. I do paperwork. I get rewarded. This was last time, and then when now the information is readily available, the natural question is, why do I need a agent? If really
Yep,
doing paperwork. Yeah,
yep.
but I think agents who believe in their value and purpose in their work transit to what we call today the advisors. Yeah, you see, we are in a generation where people do not just want to have a job, to feed 3 meals, And the people talk today about purpose. Why are you doing what you're doing? What drives you? What gives you the motivation to wake up? What's the perfect future you're working towards for? Are you having fun with the process? All this, etc., etc. People need to work with advisors today for, I would say, insights. Okay, not just paperwork, but for insights. Not information. Information you can find your own. And I think there's a very very good article on info and insights, which I really really want to give credit to this author. Like I really agree with him. Is you can find it on ontrack .sg. Okay, and you can read the article from there. Yeah, maybe I
Oh,
could just put it there, and everybody can read it when they are free. You see, yeah,
oh,
just
okay, sure, sure, sure.
yeah.
Wow, Ken, actually you just hit the ace for our discussion today. Like, I thoroughly agree that Google will give you information, but agent actually offer you insights. And you actually remind me of a very good particular good example because it is very common nowadays to hear people to advocate buy term investor rest strategy. Have you heard about it?
But by term, wow, this time
Investor rest.
you must explain more to me. Yeah.
Okay, so basically the idea behind is you don't need to buy a whole life term ILP term plan. Sorry, it's more like you just buy a term plan, which is the cheapest version of the insurance, and then you can invest the rest of the money by yourself instead of you ask the insurance company or insurance company help you to invest the money.
Mm.
Mm. So it's indeed sounds like a very perfect plan, isn't it?
Yep.
But to
Yep.
be honest, it's just on the paper because in reality, like how many people can really follow this rule? We are the humans with emotions, and actually, it's not easy to follow for everyone. So, if you are disciplined enough, maybe this is the strategy is perfectly fine with you. And but here's are some of the consideration before you take this like buy term invest the rest approach. The first part will be like when you're buying the term, say your term is until like 65 years old. After that, you don't have any insurance, any coverage anymore. So the first question will always be like, for me, how certain are you don't need the coverage after until 65?
Mm.
And what if you still have dependent after 65? Then, and another thing is what happened to your life from 65, let's say to 100 years old?
Wow.
don't forget our life expectancy is keep increasing.
Yeah.
And the last question I will ask out is what if you change your plan like maybe 3 years down the road, 4 years down the road, or maybe 10 years down the road? Then
Yeah.
it's kind of mess up the whole thing, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And then another part is the invest the rest part. And this one is more interesting. First thing, do you know what to invest or not? Then do you know how to invest or not? And the third one is, do you have the discipline to invest
Wow.
regularly or not?
Okay.
Like I'm,
Wow.
I'm,
This
I'm
one
sure
I don't
I'm
have.
sure you are, yeah. I'm sure like as you yourself, you are very busy with your property like engagement, you are busy with your clients. So do you have the time to allocate a certain time to do your investment yourself? Some people do, some people don't. So it's really up to the individual.
Yeah.
And the most
Agree.
important question is, do you have the interest to do the investment or not? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I I've seen a lot of people they just blindly follow this strategy without understanding the fundamental and then the sustainability of it. So like I really agree with you. Like information is overloading nowadays, and whether can you trust the information online is another topic. Like how can you compile, tidy up, and select the important ones that will create the true and impact value of your life. So Ken, like based on what you say just now, how can the agent value add me, especially if let's say I quantify with the commission fee, if I want to make sense with the commission that I pay for the agent.
Nice. 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 Yeah. Okay. I saw Berlin is here. Serene. TY. Taiwei.
Oh,
Tian En.
hello, hello.
Rico is all here. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Yeah. Okay. I just wanna thinking about this question. Yeah. I mean, it's quite tricky to quantify it, right?
Hmm.
Um. Okay. Let me put it this way. Just imagine, say, if you are critically sick today, and then you see a doctor, he give his diagnosis, and then you
Hmm.
share how he share how will he operate on you, and then finally he suggests that he would give discount if you choose him instead of another doctor. Now the question is, would you dare to let him operate? Would you
No,
dare?
why
Oh,
he would give me discount? That's my first thing on my mind.
yeah, you scared, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember this story of my wife. That time she had this mouth slip this issue. Then she have to go for
Okay.
find some Cairo. That time we I think we spent some time to go to some Cairo. And then this the way they do business, they keep asking us to sign package, Cairo.
Oh,
So
okay.
we have this impression that we won't be the interest is not to fully treat my wife, for long term, because they want us to keep coming back, for the consistent business. That's why they keep pushing for the package. The diagnosis, everything was very fast. And yeah, I mean, if that is the feeling that I get, right? Then I think that time my wife was telling me, well, how then I tell my wife, hey, my advice, let's disappear. So
Wow.
end of the story is this: we managed to find one, that they really, we felt very comfortable lah, and
Mm.
they don't sign package. Their idea is that if you can come, if you can don't come, then don't come. They will want to treat you well lah. Yeah. So we start with every week once, check up to, once a month, to not like now we're doing just every 6 months like that. Yeah. So
Oh,
the interest to really treat my wife's backs for long term, fully recovered, is I can see is there. Yeah.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I agree on this part also. Like, because I'm sure that nowadays a lot of people they just go online and just comparing product. So, instead of really understand what is the best for them. So, quite similar with your example just now. If you are sick and you are visiting a doctor, the doctor will prescribe some medicine for you accordingly. And I think I assume you will never go and ask question the doctor like, why you give me medicine A and not B, or got a cheaper medicine or not. we will ask this kind of question to the doctor. No, right?
No,
So
man.
yeah. So I also don't think that after you go back home and you will just go online, search to the forum and ask around, hey, I have this kind of condition, and the doctor give me this medicine A. Anyone try it before, or how's everyone feeling? Like it sounds quite bizarre, isn't it? And
Yep, yep.
to be honest, that one quite sadly is that happen almost every day when it's related to financial planning, money,
Uh,
or even property. Like I've seen some question on the forum like, oh, uh, is this unit at where and where is a good unit to buy? This kind of question. So actually, I can understand why some people they are very skeptical about advisors because yeah, I have to admit that because there are some bad apples in our industry, right? So, Ken, perhaps you can enlighten us. One more thing is how can I find or how can we find a very good and reliable advisor?
wow, no lah, no lah. We learn together lah. I'm just sharing my own opinion. Wow.
Okay,
Okay.
okay,
Yeah, I think okay, I must agree the tricky part is how can you know uh who should you talk to, and yeah, how to find the correct one. I think a lot of people today trusted marketing ads. Yeah, but
yeah,
you must understand ads is just a form of reaching out lah. It's still
yeah,
important to meet, have a chat, and try to know and feel this advisor more. Are you really comfortable with him, and can you trust him, help or her to work for the best interest for you? Is it a good partnership? Yeah, what are the questions should you be looking out for? Yeah, like just now what I said, is the advisor here for long term? This is number one. Or are they here just to follow hit and run? Yeah, the way that he operates his business model, is it is it serious? Is it passionate about his work? Is it long term? Does he understand your goals? Does he understand your objective or your needs and wants? Most importantly, or he's the kind of pushing product kind of thing. Yeah, do he understand first before he actually match you to the right products and so on. So you see, it's not that you engage someone. I would say that if you do that, right, you do that when you want some household help. You engage a helper, or you want to engage someone to walk your dogs. Hey, seriously, my blog have people
wow,
provide this service to walk the dogs. Well, I think
wow, okay,
very, I think it's been a while for some time lah, but I think it's really interesting idea. If I was younger last time, I love dogs.
okay,
I will do this, man. Yeah. So, in actual fact, property is a huge thing, lah. It's a very big asset. If you're looking, you are not really, you're actually looking for a partner to work with. I would say so. And to work with a partner, things like ethics, lah, purpose, alignment of your goals, your long-term benefits, are important for a successful partnership. Which you don't just have one successful transaction. Your lives get better and through time, with this partnership. Yeah, this is what I like to share.
I see. So,
Yeah.
so just now you say about this partnership. So
Yes.
when I pay about like let's say 4K to 8K kind of commission to the partner, am I getting the value of this amount of the commission fee that I pay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see Reina coming in. Hello, Reina. Yeah. Thanks for
Hello,
joining.
hello.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, the value you get, right, or we get
Mm,
in, let's say I want to get other products or what, it's not determined by one party alone. It's always take two hands to clap. Yeah. An agent can say that his worth is let's say 8,000 for this job, but the client may think that it's only $8. Yeah. So how much more can an agent do? It
mm,
can never be enough to some people. So
mm.
I think it's equally important for the advisor to choose his partner properly, or his or her partner properly. Um, like you say, McDonald.
Yeah,
Last time I think it's founded about 40s like that. Then with by the owners. Then I think 15, 20 years later, they decided to bring in Ray Kroc,
yeah,
and then the
Raycroft.
rest is history, you see. And this is a very successful partnership, that have increasing long-term benefits for both sides. Yeah, so if you're paying 5 to 8K or 4 to 8K paperwork, then it's not worth it. But if you're offering 5 to 8K for advice, and that would in that will positively impact yours and your family life for long term, right? Then perhaps you may want to consider offering more. I can just kidding. Yeah, but most agents today, who see themselves as professional advisors, right, who clearly understand their purpose in their work, would usually go all the way out to serve you one. Yeah. So the service fee or commission is really just an appreciation lah.
I see. I see. So what kind of advisory can should I be expecting in this case?
Uh, okay, so sometimes we don't know what we don't know. Yeah, so
Mm,
like I'm not in healthcare industry, I'm not in the financial industry, I don't know a lot of things from that side. Yeah, certainly I would not assume that um like I wouldn't assume that I need a surgery and then walk into the hospital and tell them that I want the surgery right away. Just imagine that. But it's actually happening on real estate. People think that they should sell or they should buy this here or there. Of course, a lot of time they have genuine needs lah, like their kids'
yeah.
school or moving nearer to parents. But most of the time, they assume that that is their only option. That they
Mm,
assume that is the only option that they should go for, and they head out and try to start doing things themselves. Yeah, I think an advisor will look at things in perspective, and after understanding the needs, the goals, and wants, right, explore all options, and finally work with you, the best course of a series of actions. And like after the transaction is still not the end, you can expect update of the market and review time to time. And I think this is a summary of a whole advisory process, like really handheld you through the process and showing you the whole options and so on. Yeah,
I see. I see.
yeah,
So like back to my friend's case, my client's
yeah.
case. If he did the he has done all the things by himself, DIY everything. So what are the things that he might miss out, or perhaps we can talk about the opportunity cost if he never engaged the advisor.
Sometimes I think it's really up to themselves, up to the buyer
Mm,
themselves. What are they looking for? So
mm,
same for buyers or investors.
mm, mm,
Advisors
mm.
spend a large part of their working time on research. Okay, reading up on news is not research. Reading up on news is understanding market opinions, and opinions can go both way. You know, so research, I mean, like something like study the master plan, fundamentals that have long-term impact in Singapore, for example.
Mm,
Yeah, where are the growth areas, the demand, supply, employment, the timing of what will happen and when. All these are extremely important, if you want to talk about buying a property in Singapore. Okay, and then within the same period of time, some property can lose money or be stagnant for very long, while some see growth.
yeah.
Yeah, so this one we need to know. We need a logical and a systematic approach to help analyze where should you put your money in. And the research is quite extensive one, and we need a lot of time studying from from the advisor, and sometimes it's still not enough. Does the advisor's knowledge come from him himself only? Okay, could it be biased, or is a
Mm,
collective understanding after some debating session within the community of advisors and leaders of the market, views and directions from various markets, market leaders like politicians, yeah, are important. Wow, now that sounds really like voting
mm.
already. Okay, but
Yeah.
like these are important, yeah. So my question is this: do you have a door to all these resources?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, I really like the sentence. Do you have the door to all these resources? Because it's just like us, the financial advisors. Insurance is only part of the financial planning, isn't it?
Yep.
This is why I always advocate clients to do a comprehensive financial planning, from insurance to their savings, CPF, the SRS, the investment or retirement, or even legacy planning. So you see, actually all of these are related about money, asset allocation or planning.
Yep.
And it's not really about insurance, isn't it?
Yes.
And I'm sure that you will agree that insurance is one thing that you won't actively like looking on it. Like It's one thing that everyone knows that is very important. Everyone needs to get it, but rarely you just wake up one day and say, "Oh, Isaac, I want to buy insurance." Or Isaac, I want to get a 300K critical illness plan. You won't do that, right?
No, man.
Yeah, and actually it reminds me a story also. Like when I was in US, right? Actually, I experienced like how expensive the medical cost there, and basically you can die, but you cannot fall sick. So the first day when I received my PR card, I straight away called my friend. Because that time I wasn't in this line yet, and say I want to get a Medishield plan. Because that time my feeling was I really think that the hospital plan in Singapore is very affordable, and you are getting a top-notch treatment actually. So for me, it's kind of like a no-brainer decision. Ah, so once a person, right, they go through the cash flow analysis and understand all this financial planning, I think they will see the value and know the worth to talk to an advisor like you and me, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
I totally agree with you. You know, like for myself,
Mm.
I could, I mean, I could spend a lot of time knowing my industry in the property market in Singapore and so on. But let's say, I would go to my friend who is very good in overseas market, like let's say Malaysian market, Australian market. Yeah, because I know he spent a lot of time and research, and I know him that he will actually do his best to give honest advice. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's why I will go to him. Same thing, financial planning. Um, I I have interest to read up on stocks and so on lah. You know, but I'm certainly don't spend too much time on these, and especially how should I plan for um my financial planning down for my life and my family. You see, yeah. So I would say that what Isaac was you were sharing just now, right? Okay, totally. I agree because one thing is this. I remember that when I find you for the what I call that when my baby was born and I
Yeah.
find you
Yeah.
for my yeah. So the process that I have is I realized that actually I thought it's just come for insurance for my baby, but actually you open up a lot of things for me, and
Mm.
that's where I get educated. But actually, what insurance is really not just insurance. There are many other things you can start planning already. Yeah,
Mm.
our kids will grow, correct? Will go 5 years old, 10 years old, 20 years old. Then we can start looking ahead already, and so I really relate to my own industry, which when I do my advisory is this: do we really have the door to all these
Oh,
resources? Sometimes we really don't know what we don't know. Leh. Yeah,
yeah. True.
yeah,
True. True. Yes. 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 Wow.
yeah. Nice one,
Anyone?
nice one.
Yes. So we have some friends here. So anyone have any question for Ken regarding about property, or if let's say you guys have any question, feel free to check out his Facebook page. Because he's the founder of the Ken and Pair and the Home and Daddies, right?
Yeah, mom, dad,
Sorry,
homes. Yep, yep.
Mom Dad Home.
Yes,
Sorry, Mom Dad
yes,
Home.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Yeah, and
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, so thank you, Ken. We have a very wonderful session today, and thank you for the insights. And anything that if let's say you guys are interested to know more to find out more about the insights that Ken can value add, feel free to reach out to him and check out his Facebook page, Ken and Claire.
yeah. You can also check out Isaac's. Is
Yes,
below I think on the top and the bottom right hand. Isaac Chua Financial Advisor. That is Facebook. You can find him online. All
yeah.
right, then I think, yep, that's good. We will
We'll
come.
call you a day then. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks for the
you.
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Bye.